Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Alt Kings podcast. I'm your host, Tate, and today I have the pleasure of speaking with Ed Saunders, the founder of Crypto Dragon's Den. How you doing today, Ed?
Hey, I'm great, Tate. Thank you. How are you today?
Doing very well. Very happy to have you and very excited to dive deeper into what you have to offer on Cardano. And so let's start out. Let's start out with, can you tell us about the inspiration behind Crypto's Dragon Den and how it all started? What was the driving force that led you to create this project?
Yeah, sure. It's been on the Cardano space for nearly 2.5 years now. So I was part of two startups essentially. So got them from design stage all the way through the project lifecycle up to MVP, and both of them basically stalled at that point due to lack of funding. So that's when I came up with the idea of Crypto Dragon's Den. So essentially, it's going to be a crowdfunding platform to help projects of a similar stage get the seed funding, or but primarily in seed and private rounds. So just to help them get over that hurdle that those two projects seem to stall at. So
Nice. Is it similar to the concept created on national TV with Dragon's Den and Shark Tank, I assume?
yeah, that was where the original idea came from. Initially, it was going to be have the project come in, I videoed the pitch deck, and then each of the investors basically decide whether they're in or they're out. So that was the general idea, but it's evolved a bit since then. So
Nice. So what does the investor group look like? Are they people that you know personally or is it other people within the community?
it's basically anybody that wants to invest can invest. Like I say, primarily concentrating on seed and private rounds. So they're normally reserved for the larger VCs or angel investors that have got 5, 6 figure sums to invest. But we're creating a crowdfunding platform so that smaller individual investors can invest in any project from like $50. Which so in a seed round, that's where you're likely to get the best deals and where you could potentially
Definitely.
find that 1,000x gem in the future.
Nice. That's exciting. Can you explain the process of identifying and selecting promising early stage projects for the platform?
Yeah, sure. So any we can. I should just first say that the platform can raise funds for any project on any chain, because well, we're raising funds in stablecoin, so that basically means we can do it for anybody. And then, excuse me, and then depending on which chain they're on, we can set up a smart contract for the token distribution side. So selecting the project, so anybody can contact us, or we've got like some scouts that go out and monitor various groups and find the prospective projects that way. I also look out myself as well.
Is there any key factors that you look for when trying to identify projects or is it kind of anything goes that seems viable and looks like it's a solid foundation?
Yeah, any solid project. We can't really deal with any equity type deals because potentially dishing up 10% equity between, I don't know, maybe 1,000, 2,000 investors. It's just going to be a nightmare. So it's basically got to be a tokenized project. So no NFT only type projects. We've got a list of due diligence checks that we do. So things like got to have a legal entity, they've got to have a docs team, got to have decent tokenomics, which in my opinion, tokenomics can make or break a project.
Yeah.
Yeah, various things like that. So yeah.
Nice. So you're not necessarily focusing on NFT projects because of the equity issue that could occur, but you are focusing more on the token projects that are focusing more on like tokenomics and pushing forward a token that'll fund and funnel their ecosystem to thriving. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah. So as long as they've got the tokens that the investors can receive, they can have obviously NFT in other parts of the project. For example, like a gaming project that deals with NFTs. But as long as it's got the main token, then yeah, that's one that we could consider.
Nice. What are some of the projects you've already crowdfunded for? Do you have
Um,
any as an examples?
we haven't actually crowdfunded for any just yet. So
Gotcha.
I did a soft launch last October, November time. So we did have two projects signed up, but it quickly became obvious that the actual my previous platform wasn't up to scratch. So I made the decision to stop all fundraising at that point, and we've gone into like full on development mode now. We're currently doing the wallet integration, the KYC, and the smart contracts, so that the full platform should be launched in approximately 8 to 10 weeks. So around about the end of April, beginning of May.
Coming up quick, definitely.
Yeah.
I'm curious to know now, are these projects, well, the platform specifically, it's going to be derived off Cardano initially, but what are some of the other chains that you're looking at integrating? Obviously, you said you're open to cross chain seed rounds for different various projects that fit your criteria, but what are some of those other chains that you plan on integrating to the platform after Cardano?
So the platform isn't actually on Cardano, it's just the NFT that's on Cardano.
Gotcha.
So we'll get to the NFT shortly, but the
Yes.
actual platform is will raise funds on like the BNB chain or anything that you can basically do on MetaMask, so
So
or
it's
similar.
MetaMask
Yeah.
compatible.
So yeah, so I think the dev said there's about 18 or so chains that we can raise funds on. So,
Not bad. You're opening yourselves up to a lot of opportunity with that, especially with
yeah,
MetaMask integration.
yeah.
What
So
are
I
the
think
measures that you go ahead. My
that's what I was going
apologies.
to. I didn't really want to stick to one chain
Yeah,
because I said there's literally thousands of projects out there that are stuck at the seed raise, and I just didn't want to cut it down to a small section. So,
that makes sense. Nice. What are some of the measures that you have in place to protect casual investors from the risk associated to investing into early blockchain projects?
right. So this is what I think will possibly set us apart from any other competitors. Obviously, say we're raising 100k for a seed round. Once the round is closed and we've got that 100k in a smart contract, and we'll do stage payments to the actual project. So, for example, we'll give them 25% once it's closed, then we'll hold 75% back in the smart contract, and then we'll do stage payments, say 25% once they hit development milestone 1, and another 25% when they hit development milestone 2, and so on. And if, for example, that they do fail for any reason, then we've got potentially 75% of the funds uh, in the smart contract that we can distribute back to our investors. So that was an extra
Nice.
layer of protection that we're trying to install.
Most definitely. And I've actually seen that in the Web 2 industry as well when it comes to seed or crowdfunding for just standard businesses out on planet Earth. But I'm not exactly the sure of the name of the company who does the crowdfunding for these different businesses and whatnot, but they had the same exact system where they wouldn't give all of the funds initially to these projects who received the funds that were raised initially. They had to receive them in increments based off of each accomplishment and each milestone achieved. And I think
Yeah,
that's a really smart idea. And it's a great way to ensure that the investor's money, at least majority of the money, is insured and stored away safely. So if anything were to go wrong, you have it there to at least give partial to almost majority of the funds back to these initial investors. So
exactly.
that's a cool
Yes, as I
concept.
said, I don't know of any other platform that does that, but it should at least set us apart from
Yeah,
most of the competition. But yeah, I was just looking for ways to protect the investors as best I can. Obviously,
nice.
you can't 100% protect against rugs nowadays, and there's a lot of scams out there. But hopefully, with our due diligence
Yeah.
on top of the stage payments as well, then that's about as good as we can do.
Most definitely. Yeah, I definitely think with your guys' due diligence and everything, all your criteria that you have set aside to really focus in and hone in on what makes a project a good quality project to be funded for and raised capital for so they can thrive and accomplish whatever they be setting out to achieve. And those criteria that you've already mentioned seems like it's really structured and there's tons of opportunity for growth depending on the projects who need to raise capital. Let's
Exactly. Yeah.
dive into the
Yeah.
NFTs now,
Yeah.
shall we?
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. So like a lot of other launch pads, for example, they use a token-based tier system to get on the bottom tier of a lot of them nowadays. You could be spending $2,000, $3,000.
Yeah.
So what I thought was we could use an NFT for to give the holders a priority access window. So, for example, 48 hours into the everything that's launched on the platform before it gets opened up to a first come first serve basis. So as such, we're releasing our Genesis NFT collection on uh, 18th of March. That's a collection of 2,500 NFTs priced at it'll be 170 ADA. So yeah, the main utility of that NFT will be the priority access, but other utilities are going to include we're setting up we're going to use 70% of the minting income to set up an ASIC mining farm, and going to be giving NFT holders free entry into regular lotteries for cash prizes. They'll also get to vote on, for example, if we have a short list of 3 projects that want to use our platform, then we'll give it to the NFT holders and say, which one do you want to raise for first? And they also get to vote on which ASICs we purchase for the ASIC mining farm as well.
Nice. Tons of opportunity for these holders to constantly be able to engage. It seems as if there's almost like a DAO structure for the voting process. Maybe not necessarily called the DAO structure, but then you also have the consistent revenue that comes from the ASIC miners that are mining Bitcoin on a daily basis,
Yeah,
as well as, like you mentioned, the cash prizes, which also interests me as well. But outside of all that, I saw with these NFTs, there's a multiplier pegged to each. You mind elaborating a little more on that?
sure. Yeah. So there's basically 4 rarities. There's a glass, which is common. There's a bronze, which is rare. Silver is epic, and gold, which is like a legendary type one. So the glass is the basic one. So 80% of the NFTs will be glass. So they'll have a 1x multiplier for the mining income. The bronze will have a 1.25x. Silver will have 1.5x, and gold will have a 2x. So if you hold a 1 gold, you're going to get twice as much ASIC mining income as you do if you just hold 1 glass.
Nice. Have you purchased the ASIC miners yet, or is that planned on you? Are you going to utilize the mint funds solely?
Yeah, so it's solely from the mint fund. So like I mentioned, it's going to be 70% of all the funds raised will go to purchasing the ASIC mining farm.
Nice. That's quite exciting. And I think it's a cool opportunity as well to give all of the NFT holders more or less whitelist opportunities on all of these seed rounds that need to raise capital and host many various opportunities as well through your platform.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, it's a whitelist opportunity. That's a good way of
Yeah.
referring to it. Yeah.
What excites you the most, Ed? What are
As
you
far as
excited about the most?
I'm actually excited about giving opportunities to like projects like the 2 that I worked on previously to actually get the seed funding, because I know firsthand how difficult that actually is. It's trying to help other projects get further than my previous ones.
Where'd you find the inspiration for the ASIC miners? I think that's a unique integration to this whole entire ecosystem that you're developing. And I wouldn't expect it initially, but it makes sense to add it on top of everything with the NFTs.
Yeah, basically looking around for any utility which would make it more attractive to investors. Obviously, I could just take all 100% of the income and just pretend to put it into development and pocket half of it or something. But yeah, I just want to be completely transparent. So from the start, 70% is going straight into this, 30% is going into project development, marketing, and that kind of thing. And as far as the ASIC mining income is concerned, that's going to be distributed into 3 pots. 42.5% is going to the NFT holders. 42.5% is going into a compounding pot to purchase even more ASIC miners to expand the farm. And then 15% is going into project development.
Nice. It makes me happy because like I said prior to the show, I myself mine Bitcoin with ASIC miners as well, and I know the immense amount of opportunity that comes with that, especially with the soon Bitcoin having and just the constant amount of adoption that Bitcoin continues to receive. Even with the having an effect coming, I'd say, what is that, about a month away, a little less than a
Yeah,
month
yeah,
from now. Even with that in effect, there is a lot of speculation out there with how the rewards will stay afloat for the miners being rewarded and whatnot. But we have this beautiful thing called ordinals out there that will more than likely be boosting tons of rewards back to these miners. And so
yeah.
that's just one opportunity out of all of the other opportunities that Bitcoin mining has instilled into this ecosystem to be able to generate consistent revenue on a day-to-day basis and really help projects thrive long term and keep things sustainable, because I find that's a really big issue with most projects. They don't have a way to consistently generate consistent revenue outside of releasing NFT collections, releasing new tokens into the ecosystem. There's no real viable way that most of these projects have to consistently generate revenue to sustain the project for many years to come. And I see ASIC miners being one of those viable products.
Exactly. Yeah, I read a couple of months ago that there's some huge company that's investing 1 or 200 million into ASIC mining farms. If it's good enough for them, then I'm sure it's got legs to the idea for sure.
Most definitely. And you got to get in while the boat's there because this opportunity to acquire ASIC miners won't be for much longer, as the price of them will continue to raise in price with the price of Bitcoin rising, and everything will just continue to go up in price long term, at least. Buying these ASIC miners at $3,000 to $4,000 right now, depending on the miner, it could be well worth $10,000, say 2, 3, 5, 10 years from now. Who knows? And then you
Exactly.
have
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
sitting on top of as well. Still mining rewards on top of everything. You could also sell the miners to reward the holders who have stuck it out for many years.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm guessing in maybe 1 or 2 years' time, the current S21s, for example, will be quite old by then, so they'll be replaced
Yeah.
by newer ones. I mean, you can probably still in two years' time, for example, you might be able to sell the ones that you bought for the same price that you bought them for. So
Yeah. So you're looking at the S21s?
that's one of the ones. Yeah, I was also looking at as well. I was hoping to. It's going to be voted on by the NFT holders, but
Yeah.
potentially should be diversifying into not just Bitcoin, but also it's like a Ice River KS3M and there's K7 or L7, I can't remember. But yeah,
L7 for
yeah,
Litecoin
L7.
and Doge. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, just maybe not just sticking 100% with Bitcoin, but maybe doing 50% Bitcoin and splitting the rest up between other ones. So,
Yeah, yeah. I've been looking at those L7s as well. Currently speaking, we're sitting on S19K 120Ts. They're not the S21s, but based off of the company we work with, they mine super efficient and the energy uptake isn't nearly as much as some of the other miners. So we're more or less arguably making a little more and not necessarily using as much energy, which is cost effective in my eyes.
yeah, that's exactly what you need for ASIC mining farm is maximum efficiency, maximum output, isn't it? So,
Yeah. Can you share
so
any exciting upcoming developments or updates for the Crypto Dragon's Den and what users can expect looking forward in the near future outside of just the NFT mint?
yeah, so obviously the NFT mint is on the 18th of March, and then it's full on in development. Well, development's ongoing at the moment, but it should hopefully be finished by April, May time. Between mint and the crowdfunding platform launch, that's when I'm full on scouting mode to find the projects to fill a pipeline basically to launch on the platform. Yeah,
You've seen?
that excites me. So, 'cause
Yeah,
I've
I
been
bet.
speaking to a few already, and there's definitely some good ones out there.
Yeah, it's very exciting to be able to just meet new people in this industry and connect with them and see what they're developing out because everybody has their own thought process, their own minds, their own creative ideas that they inspired to create. And it's really unique and inspiring just to be able to pick apart somebody's head and see what direction they may be going with their project and things that you might have never thought about in the past coming to life and then being a part of that in some way, either helping them raise funds or just being a part of that from an investor part and maybe just investing your own funds into it. There's tons of opportunity and tons of new things being created and it's super exciting. I couldn't
It's
agree
super
more.
exciting. We're not going to be just a crowdfunding platform. We're hoping to be like a one-stop shop. I've had experience from early to MVP stage, so I've networked with a lot of people over that, and I've created like agreements with various people along the way. So if I don't know how to do it, then I'll know somebody that I can introduce them to. Yeah, so people can just come to us, ask anything, and then I'll be able to help them out. So
To basically what you mentioned is this all-in-one shop. So do you ever plan on releasing some sort of like launchpad or marketplace incubated into it all, or what are you more or less elaborating on whenever you say an all-in-one shop?
so yeah, potentially could be some kind of incubator. Yeah. So I guess the crowdfunding will cover the seed and the private rounds. We are open to Launchpad for IDOs as well, so that covers that part. But yeah, yeah, we'll just help out with anything and any
Any
aspect
sort
of
of
the project.
consulting
Yeah.
work or anything? Makes sense.
Yeah, I also already advise on tokenomics side, so I've helped a couple of projects with that so far. Yeah,
Amazing. So from the time of this recording, we're about a week away from the release of your NFT collection. Do
sure.
you
Yeah.
see a lot of demand and a lot of people excited to be able to mint this collection? Or how's that looked like? How's the interest looked moving forward about a week out?
To be honest, I could have started marketing it a little bit earlier because I was more
Sure.
focused on the crowdfunding platform, and I'm not expecting anywhere near a sellout straight away, but it was more aimed towards the crowdfunding platform time. So if we can mint gradually over that time, and then once we get a couple of like Class A or A class projects signed up to use the platform, then that's when maximum interest should be there.
Yeah, that's a good point. Especially, yeah, if you get those A tier projects onto the platform who have a couple of thousands of unique interested potential holders or current holders that maybe they just maybe need some additional funding for their project or whatever they may be building. Those holders might want to capitalize on the opportunity of being able to purchase your NFTs to get that whitelist opportunity to the seed rounds and to the crowdfunding that you have to offer on your platform. So
Exactly
there's
that. Yeah,
tons
yeah,
of opportunity.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That was the way my mind was thinking. So yeah,
Nice. Great minds think alike, that's for
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Ed, any closing thoughts or anything else that you'd like to add on top of everything we've already talked about?
We do offer other services. For example, we offer like a free NFT collection creation service. So
Nice.
if somebody doesn't know anything about NFTs, then we can just do everything from design to mint to marketing, and then it's just like a commission-based structure. So there's no expense to the person who wants to create the collection, as long as it's not like 10,000 like one out of one collection. So
Yeah,
it's got to be like a generic type thing. But yeah, that's one of the services we offer, and yeah, we're just here to help anybody really. So my calendar is always open. So if anybody wants to chat about anything, then feel free.
most definitely. All of Ed's links will be linked down below. Ed, it's been a real pleasure speaking with you today. If there's anything else that you'd like to add on top of everything we've already discussed, by all means, but I truly appreciate your time and I look forward to this mint and best of luck to you on everything that you have planned and in store for the future.
And thank you, and I appreciate you having me on. Thank
Of
you.
course. Ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, this has been the Alt Kings podcast. And if you enjoyed today's show, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And we will see you all next episode. Peace.
Ready to transform your learning experience? Step into the future with the Learn to Earn platform on Hedera. Choose how you learn. Academic books in hard copy or NFT form. That's right, NFTs. Whether you prefer the traditional feel or a digital interactive journey, the choice is yours. Dive into the NFT, not just for the book, but for all the tools you need for success. Download the book, access tests, all within a seamless, immersive interface. Forget traditional logins. Simply scan the QR code, connect to our platform, and start your Learn to Earn journey. Pass your tests and watch your success turn into real rewards with Gcoin, our exclusive digital currency. Imagine learning at your own pace, acing exams, and reaping tangible benefits. It's not just education, it's a transformative journey towards success. Join the future of learning at gilmore-estates.net. Scan, learn, earn. It's that simple, and it's revolutionary.